Hi guys, we're back to do more page designs for the spring journal. I've got here some of the fussy cuts from the peony kit because I don't want to just put the doily into the journal. I want to decorate it in some way, and I thought if I add the peonies to this central bit, it will make it a little bit more interesting to look at. This is a nice simple one. On every single side I'm adding the fussy cut of the flowers, cutting off the excess, and I will be doing that on all these semicircular pieces. This is the doily page, now it's in the journal. For the front of this, I've selected one of our free printables from the group, which is the door, and the prompt, a special memory from childhood. Then I shall leave that side blank because when it's in the journal, that'll be the next side that you come across and you could write your special childhood memory. This side I was thinking maybe to add a pocket of some sort. And again, in the free group, we had these botanical style pockets. Slightly too large for this, but I could still do it by cutting off those turn points and creating some new ones. Go 1 centimetre in, score it a couple of times, hold those scores down and bone fold it over to make them sharper. To make sure our fold is neat, I'm going to cut out the excess paper and cut a small angle at the top of that hinge, so that shape. Add some glue. Now we have a corner pocket. And from the free printables, I have that dragonfly picture, which I can back onto cardstock and make into a journal card. I've got a couple of journaling cards for this pocket. And for the final side, what I've done is I've taken a piece of paper and cut off part of the design, inked it up, so that can make the cutest pocket possible. With that pocket, we can take the offcut, trim that up, just round those corners. An obstacle I overcame. That's the small booklet ready for that pocket. I think that one's complete. For this side, I have a fussy cut and one of the prompts to add. With these inner pages, I'm going to leave those blank. It is a pretty page. Here I'm going to add a bit of writing space. Just trying to think how to make that work. Okay, I think that does. We have a prompt at the front and a prompt on that one and some blank pages in the middle. The next page is music score. I found this large printable. I've added that page, but I've also added a small fussy cut. Inside we probably want to add some writing space. I do have some paper that was a freebie that I'm going to cut down to create some writing space on the inside of here. What I've done with these papers is cut them to size, rounded the corners and inked them with my toffee colour ink. For the back part, I've made up one of the envelopes and got some blue paper, and I'm going to place that on the back page. Although that is a writing space, we can also add a journal card to there. Therefore, I'm going to put a small decoration over those two. I have a prompt. A positive thing happened today, which I'll run down along that join. I have a piece of paper here that's double printed. I'm going to cut this down to fit. On this side, I may make a collage of sorts within the theme, but also using some of these other bits. I am debating whether to turn this and make it like a tab. So this is easier to pull in and out. You'd want to turn it about there. And where we've added the tab, decorate it with something. We can write on that one, but it has been decorated up now as well. And that is another page of the journal. The next one we have is from the kit. This is slightly awkward on the front where it's been cut down. So I'm wondering about building some form of collage on here as well. To make that stand out more, I'm going to place that a piece of white card. Because this is quite strong on the outside, I'm not sure how easy that will be to write on. So I've made up another one of those free corner pockets from the group, and I'm going to add that. I didn't have to cut this one down. To go in there, I will have more pieces from the kit, I'm sure. Some tags. I will back those onto cardstock and add some ribbon or some string through those holes. Side pocket with the tags now done. I'm leaving that one at the back. I might add a prompt to it. Prompt here is knowledge gained. Next page is the magazine page. I feel we should add a few things to this to make it useful. That I quite like, so I'm leaving that. The inside, it's about strawberries, and we do have this piece of paper here that has strawberries on it. I have a piece of paper here that is double-sided, so it could actually be a flip. Score into this paper, turn that over, then fold that down, take those corners off the hinging part, some print there. You could leave that on. Could add something along those lines, and then that would flip and reveal something you could write on. Could add something to here. Yeah, I might add that. We've got a tag still, which I know we were putting on the other pages, but I might put it on there. I'm putting the child down as a very small pocket, and then I shall put that over, wondering if this tiny little number will fit in there, and it will. I'm going to back that with some cardstock. We can put that in there. Might even be able to get another little something in there. I've got a couple of things. That's certainly making the most of a little piece of detail. Just wondering if any of these fit onto this side. They don't. I think they're all slightly. Well, that might put that down on here. I think I possibly am. Yeah. And then on the back here we've got more of the flowers. Oh yeah, if we put him on there, he really stands out. I wonder if we have a prompt there. The next set of pages are actually quite pretty as they are. I think what I'll do is a hidden paper clip and just clip a piece of ephemera to this one to make the hidden paper clip. I've got a book page here. Get a paper clip. I'm going to add it to the book page and then cut that out. I may need to take that smaller because I have some spare paper which will go over it, so I need to make that a bit shorter. Using some all-purpose adhesive over the paper clip, both sides, and onto the book page. Place all of that inside the decorative paper. Squeeze that shut, make it a bit more interesting. We can either add some prompts, or we have the little fella there, and he actually basically sits on that paper clip on the reverse, because you will see both sides. And I may cut that one down, and while that dries we could find some things that could go under the paper clip and back them with card. For the other side of the paper clip I found some more spare paper. I will decorate it. That prompt says animals I love. On the inside It is white, so we could find some more spare paper that maybe you could write on. Now this is lined. I'm going to add that small flower. On the reverse of the booklet from the gratitude kit, I'm just going to put the simple circle, a reason to smile. Put our hidden paper clip over the top of that page. Underneath there, we've got a couple of small pieces of ephemera or journaling cards that will be held by the paper clip that side. Inside we're going to add the booklet, and I think that will do for that set of pages. The next thing that's due to go in here is actually the envelopes that we put together. We just need some journal cards. I've selected a couple of images that I want on these two journal cards. I'm now going to use some ephemera to very quickly collage these. With these journaling cards, I do need to put them under a heavy weight to straighten them out, but I've finished them off with 2 focal points and some clear gesso over the top to protect the whole thing and make sure it all seals down. We're on to the last page, which is the rabbit. Now I'm going to turn it round because when it goes into the journal, that will end up being the centre that you see. What I have left from the kit, we'll have a look through. We could use that to make a belly band. Plenty more journal cards. We actually have more prompts. Could put a prompt onto a belly band. Okay, we can put the journal card that we've already made under that, but there's room for more. I will back a couple more. Everything's been backed, and with the little tags, they've had ribbons added. That, like I say, we're leaving. On the back here, well, I'm not sure. We've got decorations still that way. And then you could get a couple of extras in there. One thing I'm not very happy with is that front cover. I don't mind the rest of it. It's that front cover. It isn't what I want. So I'm going to look at improving that somehow, but I'll probably do that off camera. Got things in there. I've got things in the envelopes. I'm just going to go back through this because I do have some spare pieces, and also possibly decorate some things that aren't decorated, like that one. While I'm still not a massive fan of the cover, I do think that very, very quick fix has worked. I've just added 1 peony fussy cut and the word journal that's been stained up, and then covered it with the clear gesso. That's just drying off now, and that is the spring journal completed. And I will see you with our next project very, very soon. Bye.